Thanks so much, Squarespace, for supporting Gamebreaker. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create professional websites, blogs, portfolios, and online stores for a free trial. And 10% off your first purchase on new accounts. Go to squarespace.com and just use offer code GAMEBREAKER5.
Gamebreaker TV.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Republic, episode 138 for May 24th, 2013. I'm Gary Gannon. You're watching Gamebreaker TV. On this week's show, we may or may all not be cat people. Drama on the official forums, the subscribers are revolting, and the Gree return to everyone's favorite planet. All that and more, but first, from SWTOR, it's Mr. Larry Everett. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, and just in honor of the Cathar, I'm extra scruffy today.
Ooh, extra scruffy.
Yeah.
Your beard never disappoints.
Ever. Thank you.
And joining us is Laura Williams. How are you, Laura?
Hey, guys. I'm great.
Awesome. Good to see you guys. Have another good week. Some Star Wars: The Republic action. Talk about some stuff. Oh, I got some stuff I got to talk about first. We launched a brand new website this week. It's got Star Wars: The Republic on it, actually, because Star Wars is free to play. We launched a brand new addition to the Gamebreaker network, and it's called Free to Play. It's freetoplay.tv. Head on over, check it out. Go to freetoplay.tv, find free to play games. So we see the industry changing. A lot of things going free to play. We wanted to make an entire site just dedicated to free to play games, and Star Trek Online. I got a bunch of stuff on here on the front page. But I know what you guys really want. You want free stuff. Everybody wants free stuff, right? So to celebrate the launch of the new site, we are giving away a video card, a GTX 670. It's a pretty damn sweet card. And you got about 7 days left. Going over to freetoplay.tv and just click this GTX 670 giveaway, and you can enter and check back every day. Check back every day, because you can do things every day to increase your chances to win. But just want to let you guys know that. So freetoplay.tv, 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 our new website. Gamebreaker is not going away. This is an addition to. We are growing, expanding the network with more sites to come. So, all right, let's talk about some Star Wars. So 2.1 has arrived. Everyone is looking great, as expected. The highlight of the 2.1 updates, appearance related, which I think, as we mentioned previously on the show, which we all felt was fine because 2.2 is coming a lot quicker than usual, correct?
Well, it should be here in 4 weeks, June 11th.
Yeah.
And that is a quick turnaround. 4 weeks for content.
That's a real quick turnaround.
How about the appearance
Beat
designer?
that, wow. I'm just kidding. What's that?
How's the appearance designer? So that's something that players have been wanting for a long time, pretty much forever. How is it? Have you guys gotten your hands on it?
Yes. It
What
was
do
a
you
lot
think?
of fun.
What do you think?
I was able to make my sniper a Twi'lek, because I make all of my characters Twi'leks, because I love Twi'leks.
How is it? Give me a little rundown. Like, how is it set up? How does it work?
I worked a lot like the character creation screen. So you click on the panel and it pulls up a window. And on the left-hand side is a picture of your character, and the right-hand side has a list of all the bar sliders that you can change. And then up at the top are a box full of all the races that you can choose from.
Larry, do you see anything you really like, or anything you feel like missing?
There's a few things that are really, really cool. I mean, for instance, if you unlock, there's a couple that are like this. But for example, if you unlock Cyborg, you get every single possible cybernetic you can get for a cyborg. And in fact, it shows which ones were available for your class, and then in like yellow on the screen, it shows you the ones that are in addition for your that you got for your unlock, and then you can change. You can go to any one of them, no matter if that was specific for your class or not. I think it's great, and they also added a few other things in the cartel market, like white eyes for humans, and they also added different
Pink hair.
hairstyles. Yeah, pink hair for
I got my big 80s hair.
That was my next question. That's the question that was on everybody's mind. Did you get your big 80s sex kitten hair that you've been wanting for weeks?
I did. Yes. It's fantastic. Except that everybody's running around with my hair now and my white eyes.
Everyone's got it, right? So you can't change your gender, right? And I think we were thinking that that's probably kind of a Star Wars specific problem because of the companion romances, right?
Right. Yeah, it might be feasible, say like at max level, even level 50 for that matter, but it would be really difficult, I think, during the level up process, and just to add that extra variable in there is going to be just that much more difficult to coordinate. So I think it's probably best that there isn't at this time a gender or a faction change.
How's the prices on this? Because that's the big thing everybody wants to talk about, right? How's the pricing?
It seems terrible at first, but I think once you start doing the math, it's not quite as bad, because I was kind of raging to Larry a little bit about it, especially about the fact that as a subscriber I had to pay cartel coins, and I was very displeased.
Now, let me get this straight. So is this the type of system where as you change different things on the appearance tab, it starts just adding, it starts racking up the receipt down at the bottom there, just starts going cha-ching, cha-ching, add coins, add coins.
Basically.
It's based off of each slider that you move. So if you move one slider, and it doesn't matter how many notches you go over, that's not that big a deal. But if you move it
oh my God! Could you imagine if they did that? Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh!
The farther you slide it away, okay, they didn't.
There'd
do
be
that.
even more rage.
Don't give them any ideas, Gary. Please, we don't need any more.
We put the close changes over here. We put the cool changes out here. Every time you push the slider, it's a couple more coins. Well, that's. I think Rift has a similar. I think Rift has a similar change way to do it, where it adds up.
Yeah, it goes back to like even City of Heroes had something very, very similar to it, where you change one part and no matter which part you change, it costs. For instance, if you give yourself a scar, let's say, knock something over. That was nice. You give yourself a scar, and it's like 40 cartel coins. It's that kind of thing. And then you change your cosmetics to 20. So and then for each slider, and it's different per item. Like I said, cosmetics is 20, scars are like 40. I think if you change, you totally change your face, it's 80.
Hair is like 60.
Yeah, something like that. I don't.
So
know,
why?
I don't have the
Laura,
exact
tell
numbers
me
in front of me.
why did it initially feel like massive sticker shock? Almost, you kind of had this thing, but then when you started doing the math, you kind of felt a little bit better about it.
I don't know that better is really the term that I would use, but I felt not as terrible about it. Of course, I changed my sniper to a Twi'lek from a chest, which is something that I had wanted to do for quite a while. And I was a little surprised at the fact that when I did the race change, the cost was 792 cartel points as a subscriber. That's with them saying that you get a discount. And after what we read about how the developer said, well, we're going to be keeping your monthly stipend in mind, and we're going to be basing our prices on that, I was a little aggravated that it was not under the 600 point mark to be able to go in there and buy that. But then we had this conversation. I was having a conversation with Larry about it, and we were talking about WoW, and so I said, well, let me log back into my account in WoW and see exactly how much it was, because I did pay to race change several times in WoW. And a WoW race change costs $25. And for the cartel coins in SWTOR, it works out to about $7. So I was like, well, I guess I don't have much leg to stand on, because I was paying $25 over there, and now I'm going to cry that I'm paying $7 here.
Do you think, Larry, that 600 cartel coins was kind of like a psychological, not barrier, but sort of goal that you think a lot of players sort of set in their minds as a possible, ceiling that they would have to pay?
I do think that was it was unvoiced, but it was definitely, nobody ever said, I don't want anything over 600 cartel coins. However, that was kind of an accepted level, because That's the monthly stipend. That's what you get every month. And once something breaches that threshold, then you're in the area where you're having to spend real money. Even as a subscriber who is already paying money into the game, they have to pay an additional whatever amount of money beyond their $15 a month. So yeah, it is a bit of a threshold that I am kind of surprised they breached. I was kind of expecting it to be 600 cartel coins to completely change your species.
I was also.
Go ahead.
I was really disappointed that as a subscriber that I had to pay cartel coins for everything. I really felt that subscribers should be able to just pay in-game credits for my changes.
Yeah. Did you get a lot of? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, that's actually part of the whole debate here, and they actually later on they mentioned that that people were feeling that their subscription was undervalued, and I kind of looked back at it myself. In fact, in the last Hyperspace Week, and I talked about it, is that what's happening is that the last two major updates, the Rise of the Hutt Cartel and this update, have both cost cartel coins or real money, one or the other, to participate in the update. That means that subscribers haven't seen anything since what was it? February? No, before McCab. It was the Gree event in February. We haven't seen anything added to this game that didn't cost cartel money or real money since February. And
that's kind of been a theme for a while, and that's kind of been ever since we sort of even saw the first grid of it going free to play. There was grumblings of already people feeling like they weren't sure if their subscription was going to feel valued enough. Is that being reinforced with this latest patch?
Well, this latest patch, with 2.1, that was kind of like, you haven't given us anything since February. In fact, considering that I'm not really PvPing anymore, right. I've kind of I kind of figured out that if I had spent my money, my real life money, on cartel coins, just buying cartel coins, I probably could have gotten more out of the last several months than being a subscriber. And as a subscriber and as somebody selling subscriptions, you want that subscription to be the most valuable thing that you have to offer. And for me personally, that wasn't the most valuable thing. The most valuable thing would have been for me to go preferred status and use my cartel coins on other things.
Are they offering any kind of discount or anything for subscribers?
Yeah, they are in the appearance tab. They are appearance designer, wherever you want to call it. There is a discount. There is a significant discount on it.
Like 50%.
Yeah, it's like 50% or something along that line. But when you're talking 50% of 20 cartel coins, it's that's 20 cents versus 40 cents. Not.
I wonder though. I mean, do you think that the average person who actually spends money in the in-game store sits and contemplates this and works it out and figures out the math and kind of really looks at the whole entire picture, or do you think it's more of an impulse buy? They just buy it and click it and go, and you're kind of in the large percentage of players here actually picking it apart and dissecting it?
I'm going to say they probably just click and go because I clicked and went. I knew I was going to do it anyways, and while I bitched and complained about it, I still went ahead and did it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Laura. I think that most people are just going to not really pay attention. Oh, I have enough cartel coins, I can do that, and then just click it. They're not. I think the majority of players, and this is not the people on the forum. The people on the forum are unfortunately not the majority of the players, or fortunately, however you want to look at that. And and so I think the majority of players are just they're kind of blasé about the whole situation. They don't overanalyze it like I do. I do overanalyze it.
Dye modules are now available.
Where I overanalyze it.
Yeah. The dye modules are now available via the Artifice Crafting, some vendors, and the Cartel Market. Tell me a little bit about the SWTOR's dye system. What is it like?
It's sad.
Why is it
I think.
sad? What's wrong with it? Is it just lacking features?
It's kind of it's just lame. I don't have a better word for it. So you know how you have orange gear and you can open it up and you have your slots for your armoring mod, your armoring piece, your modification piece, and then your enhancement piece. And now they have another slot where you can put in a dye module. You just don't have a lot of choice with the dye module. I mean, you can have one that's a primary color that will color whatever the primary color is on your outfit. You can have a secondary color, or you can have a piece that has two. I mean, there's not really...
You can have the most you can have are two open dye slots?
Well, it's not even two slots. It's like one thing that you put in, and you can have two colors changed on your outfit.
Yeah, they have a primary color and a secondary. You can either have primary, a dye module with primary, or you can have a dye module with secondary, or you can have a dye module with primary and secondary. So you have one module that fits in your armor piece. And I think the biggest thing that people are upset about is just that there isn't a lot of choice as far as the actual colors are concerned.
You don't actually get to pick where the color goes or what piece you're coloring. Like, for example, my top that I'm wearing now, I wanted to have black armbands and a pink bikini top. Well, I can't do that because, one, they don't have a pink and black mod in there. But even if I did, the armbands are, like, I don't get to pick which color I want wear.
They're not separated from it. It's just considered either a primary or secondary color, and it's got. Now,
and then there's other little accessories that you don't get to color either, like the little poison capsules.
Yeah.
What about the color sets? What about the color? How about obtaining the actual colors? Is that, can you buy pretty much all of the colors?
All the colors that everybody wants are in a lottery pack on the Cartel Market.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good place to put them. Yeah, all the cool ones.
Yeah, so
lottery.
You can spend 200 Cartel coins per lottery pack and hope that you get something cool like black and purple, or black and black, or black and white.
How is this sitting? I feel like every time we make these little turns, it's these little specific things that feel so calculated, as far as like just turning the screw on the player a little bit too much. It's like, why not just sell them? Why not just sell them, but maybe make the cool ones even just a slightly higher price, right? Like maybe black, maybe you're gonna pay a tiny bit more, but at least you know you're gonna get it.
Exactly. I think I completely agree that I think that all, I honestly don't mind that they're on the Cartel Market. They are a convenience item. They are an appearance item. That doesn't bug me that they're on the Cartel Market. It starts to bug me a little bit whenever they're in a random pack. So I don't know if I buy this pack, if I'm going to get the right one. I just have to, pray to the Gree or something.
Pray to the gods.
Pray to the RNG gods.
The RNG gods.
And again, you probably wouldn't. Let me try. You probably wouldn't be super negative about it if it was in a lottery pack, but it was also available as maybe a premium.
If I could buy it outright, that would maybe make me not complain as much. But the fact that it's completely random, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I spent about 600 Cartel coins buying dye packs and got absolutely nothing decent out of it.
Till you finally quit.
Brown. I hate brown.
And then you just gave up and you said, screw it. I feel like I wasted my money.
Won't let me bankrupt us to go buy dye packs, so there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like it's not being so well received. I don't know if have either of you guys tried the Guild Wars 2 system?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the Guild Wars 2 system's actually, the Guild Wars 2 system, though, is very, very similar in the sense that you buy them off the gem store, and it's a random drop. You can also buy them off the auction house, just like in Tor. You can go and buy your dye modules off the auction house.
Or I can use my laurels to buy a dye pack, or I can get them off of random mobs that I kill.
Yeah, I think that's really the only difference. I think that I'm hoping that this is kind of just a trial run for Tor, because they're just getting into this. They're just getting into all this die module things and appearance changes. Because if you remember from like way back before launch, James Olin was like, "No, we're not going to have that kind of stuff. That's you do that on an old game." So they weren't even
like Star Wars, the one we're working on.
That's right. So they hadn't thought about it until real recently. So they're just getting into how is this thing going to work, and hopefully we start seeing a larger variety of colors, and hopefully also we start finding what I would like to see is like schematics for artificers start dropping all over the world. So then artificers can start making different die packs, and it can boost the in-game economy that way. So we'll see. I'm still in a wait and see. Yeah, I'm still in a wait and see kind of mode as far as the die packs are concerned. I don't have a real issue with them the way they are. I just do think they could be a bit better.
All right, let's talk about collections. That's the next big feature on the list. I'm not sure. Is it actually called the Collections UI still?
Yes.
Wow, that's such a sexy
It's an awesome name. Come on, let me tell you.
Woo. Perfect. So
makes me want to go buy the game right now.
It's basically like a new inventory tab, I guess, right?
Not exactly. It's more like an achievement panel for everything that you've picked up out of the cartel market.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
still
that's
super
probably
hard to
the best
make
way
it sound
describe
exciting.
It is actually really cool when it's not super exciting. It's not like, oh, a new boss mob we get to fight. Yes, and he's like got 4,000 mechanics on him. No, but it is like another achievement panel. And what's really great about this is a lot of the things. And right now it's dealing with cartel markets. They did say that they are going to expand it to encompass other things within the game, but basically, once you have an item and you've used that item or you've bound it to a character, it goes into the collections UI. You can then delete that item from that character and pull it off the collections UI anytime you want. That's the number one cool thing you can do. It's like, for instance, the banners that I had that were taking up bank space and all that stuff, they're gone. I don't have them anymore. They're in my collections UI, and if I ever need a Republic banner again on my Imperial character, I can just pull it off the collections UI. And on top of that, any other character... Yeah, ball toss.
Larry likes balls flying into space.
So awesome. And on top of that, anything else, any other character on that account, not just on the legacy, not just on that server, but any other character on that account can take that item and pull it off. Now, if they didn't have it bound to them originally, it will cost cartel coins in order to pull to get the item off. But generally speaking, that's less expensive than trying to buy it yourself. Like, for instance, a lot of the things that are like, let's say, like lightsaber crystals that you got off the random drops from the cartel packs, those are on the collections UI, and so now I can take my white crystal and port it over to one of my other characters for like $2.40 is pretty much what it equates to. Yeah,
it's great for pet collectors too.
Yeah,
because all your pets that you pick up go in there.
I think it kind of works.
Monkey lizards for all.
So there's a pricing element to it, and so there's kind of. How does
the more expensive items, or the rarer items, I should say, are more expensive to unlock.
Yeah, I forget how much that it actually goes up to. I think 800 cartel coins is like top on anything that you're having to unlock, and which is usually quite a bit less expensive than having to buy however many cartel packs or buy it off the cartel market. But how's it feeling? I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. I think it's a great addition. It does, because lots of things that I've been doing is buying them off the GTN, which is zero money to me. That's just my time that I'm spending getting in-game credits. So I'm buying them off the GTN, and then they're binding them to me. That means they go up to the collections UI. Now I can take for a, like I said, for at maximum 800 cartel coins, use that on any character that I want.
All right,
I think it's awesome.
None of that crap matters, Larry.
Obviously not.
Because the real story of 2.1, of course, is the Cathar. They've arrived. I assume you have both changed the moment servers went live. Yes? Yes?
No.
Yeah, we are a guild of cat people now. Don't lie, Laura. We are a guild of cat people. We are totally
Cathar.
Absolutely, yes. We totally Thunder Cathar. I am Lion-O. She's Chitara, and
Cricket is Snap.
Yeah, we are saving the world from Moonraw now.
I don't know if you're actually completely accurate to Thundercats, or you're just making that up. Because
ask the chat room, how accurate am I? that was I get some extra nerd credit for that.
Wow, 100%. I'm scared. Okay, all right. How many cat people are you guys seeing running around in general? Do they seem like this was a big seller?
I've seen a lot of cat people running around. So obviously they've made quite a bit of money off of it. And surprisingly, I have not seen a bunch of people role-playing cat girl slaves running around. So I guess I was wrong on that.
I think it was a Thundercat trying to climb up your couch or your bed right there. Did they do a good job with the race itself? What do you think of the race, Laura?
I think they look great. The faces look fantastic. They're not all just human looking. There's only one that looks kind of regular. The rest of them are very feline. I think the patterns are good. They have some pretty awesome hairstyles. They're furry, which was one thing that I did not like, because I tend to run around with pretty much nothing on. And as soon as I saw that it looked like I hadn't waxed ever, I was like, well, that's not going to work.
They're cat people.
They're cat people. They're supposed to be hairy. They're cats.
Supposed to be furry. It's soft fur. It's not like
coarse hair.
Coarse
Larry,
fur.
what do you think?
Yeah,
any changes? Are there changes from the NPC versions?
Yeah, actually, they are different from the like Eric Jorgen is the companion for the trooper, and pretty much what Eric Jorgen was a human with a different pattern on his face. It looked like he was on his head like not stripes, just like stuff painted on him is what it looked like. Whereas like Laura mentioned, there's definitely a texture to this skin, if you will, and it looks like they look like cats. In fact, none of the faces, and I know some people have said that all it is just the human.
Like that
human
face
model.
right there is the only one that's the real human reskin one. All the rest of them do look like cats.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. They really look like they look different. They don't look like a human reskinned with fur on them. They've got different noses. In fact, all their noses, if you look to the side, they're all kind of like flat, and they don't stick out like a human nose. It's really they did a really good job at it. Surprisingly, I was really, really surprised.
Along with this, name changing has arrived as well, so everybody can give themselves a cute little kitty name, I assume. 1,000 coins for character or legacy, and 3,000 for guild. What do you guys think of this pricing, and what is the community thinking of it?
I'm cool with it. I actually changed one of my characters' names already just to see how that mechanic worked. It's real simple and works really well. I was really surprised at how well it worked. I didn't notice any bugs with it. Like I've seen character name changes before in past MMOs, and like it won't change the name on somebody's friends list somewhere. It actually goes through. Now you do have to log off the character and log it back in, but once that happens, everything is changed. It like immediately. It's great. They did a good job with that. I'll give them props for that one. And as far as price goes, it's $10. Not that big a deal. Isn't that less expensive than WoW even?
Well, funny you should mention that, because I went and looked that up too. An appearance change in WoW, which includes a free name change, costs $15, and in SWTOR it works out to be about the same, about $15.
Okay, so
So-
about the same price. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not terrible.
This next thing, Laura, maybe help me out with this. This sounds like kind of confusing to me. Escrow and credit transfers are now available for pre and for preferred status players. What is this? It sounds bizarre.
So, free to play and preferred players have a cap on the amount of credits that they can have. Anything that they earn over that goes into an escrow account. And this new unlock means that they can go in and unlock, they could pay to be able to use the money that they have in the escrow account.
Now, is it a one-time thing, or is it like you pay so much to unlock X number of coins? How does that work?
I haven't looked at it, so I'm not sure if it's a one-time thing or if it's an account unlock. Have you looked at it, Larry? I don't know if you tried it on your free-to-play trial.
It actually works just like other games that are free to play that have a similar system. What you buy a certain, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but imagine that these are for free players. They have to make some kind of money off of free players, right? There's a credit cap, and you buy, and anything that you go over the cap goes into escrow, and you can buy that money back with cartel coins. So if you have 100,000 credits in escrow, you can spend, I forget the prices off the top of my head, but you can spend some cartel coins and get that back. It's not too expensive from what I remember, but it's basically just it's a way for them to make money off of free players. Is really what it boils down to.
Sure, it kind of makes sense. I mean, you're paying a service fee for an escrow account, maybe sort of somebody to be a middleman and kind of hold your money for a little while since they have a cap on it. You actually get to extract those credits out of the system. Is there a cap on how much you can extract out of the system for a certain charge? Is it like a ratio,
From my understanding, from what I've seen of it, is that there is no cap on it as far as how much you can pull out. I mean, you have a little item that you get in your inventory, and then you can spend that however you want. You can spend it on you can spend it on the GTN. You can spend it wherever you can spend credits at. So
okay, sounds not too bad then. Makes a little sense. All right, so the best thing I think to come out of this patch is definitely the Level 1 Fantasy Act has been permanently discounted to just
Larry was super excited about that.
Yes.
So the first thing he bought.
Party.
What a bargain, especially with the new collection system. Everybody buying Level 1 Fantasy axes.
All of my characters have Level 1 Fantasy axes.
As they should.
And all his pets.
And all my
as well.
All right, I wasn't expecting this change.
If you don't have them, get them right now.
I wasn't expecting this next change. They've decreased the instance population caps on the fleet in several planets. What's going on here? Were they just too crowded? Because I kind of would think that in
people were complaining about lag.
Oh, so it's a technical
too laggy.
thing.
Oh, we can't load in. Oh, I can't.
Oh, my computer sucks.
To get there. Meh.
No, that's what it was. It was.
I can't use the new image designer kiosk because I can't see it because it's not loading because there's too many people.
Something like
I'm
that. What did they reduce it to? It wasn't very much even. I mean, they maybe 10, 20 people. It wasn't, I don't even know what the cap is anymore, to be honest. But it used to be 240. It was 240. I haven't noticed a big difference.
I saw 200 the other day.
Yeah, maybe they reduced it down to 200. I really don't know what the number is, and quite frankly, I don't know how that's a big deal, but you know what? If they're noticing a difference on their end, awesome. Great. It's cool.
I guess it was not a big change. I mean, when I read this, I would have thought that they want hubs to feel really packed. I mean, I would think that's a good thing for most MMOs is that when you go to those certain areas that you want to see a lot of players to kind of feel like those are the social areas, right? When you're not out questing and things like that. So it's kind of odd that they want to strip it that, but I don't know. This is why
obviously people want to be alone. They want to be the special snowflake.
This is why we don't have chat bubbles. Because there's 240 people on the fleet at one time, and that would just...
It would just
It's all your fault.
Explode.
Yeah,
Explode.
honestly, 240 people on the fleet does not look like a whole lot of people. I mean, it's a good group of people, but it doesn't look overcrowded, really, when it comes down to it. Because, at least on my server, I don't know how it is on other servers. I mean, maybe everybody, all 240 people are all gathered around one terminal on other servers. I don't know. But on my server, they're pretty spread out throughout the fleet, and it's not that big of a deal, really. I mean, I guess maybe if I only had a
Well, they're all crowded around the PvP terminal. They're crowded around the 2 bank areas, and they're crowded around the auction house terminals. And that's it.
Wah.
Everywhere else is open.
Next up. Players who are killed or rooted while using dive-based abilities will no longer become indefinitely stuck in place. Wait. I mean, wasn't that intended? I thought that was intended. Damn.
Yeah, it's too bad. Because I was really hoping, whenever I leaped in the air that usually what happens, she's yelling at her cat.
Sorry.
No, I want to see the cat.
The Cathar.
SWTOR does have an unstuck button, right? Or are players affected by this literally just waiting for this patch? They were just like stuck, just waiting.
Yeah.
No, it was kind of like when I fell off the elevator.
Yeah, go ahead.
Got stuck.
Yeah, what happens is you get stuck in the air. You're in a constant falling motion. You're like this, and the computer server, whatever you want to call it, perceived you as in motion, and when you use the stuck command, you can't use the stuck command while you're in motion, and it perceived you in motion. And I think that fixed it. I haven't run into it yet since they patched it, but I'm assuming. All right, if they fixed it, they fixed it. Just like they fixed the little ball thing in SOA.
Balls.
Exactly
That was fixed 8 months ago.
That was fixed 8 months ago, even though it's still there. Never mind.
Finally, whispers sent to an offline character will no longer be forwarded to an online character on the same account. Good news for when you want that little private time on Nar Shaddaa, right, Larry?
That's right. Whew, because that was getting embarrassing.
I'm sure.
Let me tell you.
I'm sure it was. Good change. Good quality of life change. You guys like the change?
No, I'm kind of sad about it.
Aw.
Why? Just you feel like you want to be able to
Because
go
it was
content?
nice when you if you're talking to somebody that switches alts frequently to be able to carry on that conversation and not have to re-look them up again. I'm lazy.
Would it have been better if they could have somehow made it an
Maybe.
option? Sounds like something they could actually make an option out of.
Maybe if they had made it an intended feature, that would have been cool.
Working as intended.
That's right.
All right, I want to talk a little bit more about this crazy 60-page thread that the players dug up. But first, I want to tell you guys about a great deal we got going on with Squarespace. You guys check out Squarespace? Do you guys know about Squarespace? Larry, you ever hear of Squarespace?
I have actually never heard of it before. First time I'm hearing it today.
Squarespace is seriously, it is like amazing to create a website. So if you have like no knowledge about creating a website, it's amazing. And if you are like a sick coder who wants to do everything on a website, Squarespace is awesome. Basically what you do, you go in there and you use one of their themed templates. But for me, like, so when I jumped on Squarespace, I don't know how to make a website. Like, I don't know HTML. I don't know code. I don't know jack, right? So you log in there. Everything is super intuitive and super easy. This is the Gamebreaker Nation site we're working on. This is on Squarespace. This took about an hour to make. All of it's like, drag and drop, really easy menus, upload stuff. It's so intuitive. You can change colors. There's like a whole visual like editor where you can manage the back end pages and stuff like that. And it really is. It's just so easy to get an amazing website up and running super, super fast. And the really cool thing about the new engine that they've created is that they've actually made it so that people who do know what they're doing and really want to dig into this stuff and kind of do a lot of custom work to their website, they've given you the ability to do that as well, which is pretty awesome. You basically, everything is just a menu. You kind of go in, change it, make posts, put background images. Like it's just super, super easy. Check it out. You don't have to worry about, I don't know if you guys have ever deployed a website, but like you gotta, there's all kinds of like FTP and like, deploying packages. No, you don't do any of that. It's like you're like, I want a website. You click a button and like 30 seconds later, it's like, okay, you have a website. Here you go. And you're pretty much off to the races running. An hour later, you've got something online and it looks amazing. We've got a deal going on with them right now for, what's that, Blair?
No, I was going to say, I think it's a good idea that they added so much to the back end, because most of the prefab created sites don't allow you to do that. They don't allow you to.
So this is a perfect for a lot of guilds out there who create websites. There's like, there's some other people out there who have like some sort of guild-esque like, ways to like, make websites, but they're really restricted. That's the awesome thing about Squarespace is you can get a guild website up and running in like no time at all. It's like super easy. And then if you've got somebody on the guild or in the team that really knows how to code and you want to get in there and do like some custom work, they give you all of those. You can do anything in the back end. Even a store. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to deploy a store, like, to actually like, put items up there to sell and actually collect. They've got it all built in. It's not easy stuff. They have made it super easy. Check it out. We've got a deal going on with them right now. I'm so happy that I've been using Squarespace for years actually. 10% off. Use offer code Gamebreaker5. This offer is good for first time purchases and new accounts. But go check it out. They've also got a trial, man. Check it out. It's awesome. We're actually going to be launching 2 new Gamebreaker sites using Squarespace. The Gamebreaker Nation site is going to be Squarespace, and there's going to be another one which I cannot speak of yet. But we're also building that on Squarespace, and I will be showing you soon. So check it out. Go to squarespace.com. and use offer code Gamebreaker5. All right, so more drama. The drama llama strikes again on the general forums. We love the general forums. General forums are amazing. Find good
They
stuff.
are.
They're awesome.
So they are. There's a massive 60-page thread erupted after players dug up a quote from Jeff Hickman back in August of 2012. And that sentence right there is why being a game developer must absolutely suck sometimes. Yes, they dug it up. And yes, it has created some much of a stir. So here's the quote. Jeff said, "First, you can continue as a subscriber, which gives you unlimited access to all game features and future game updates at no additional charge." That all is really in caps, by the way. Yeah. I admitted it was a poor choice of words, which is the truth. No doubt about that. What are the features subscribers are unhappy about not having?
It really boils
probably
down
talking
to,
about the kiosk image design and having to pay cartel coins for it.
exactly. That's exactly it. People are upset, subscribers specifically are upset about having to spend money on the kiosk. And really, I mean, that was the update. In fact, in this last update, there in 2.1, there was nothing in that update that doesn't feed the cartel market. Zero. I'm trying to think. Yeah,
Nope.
Zero.
There was nothing.
No
Do you think
new
that-
features.
Do you think that that's
They
like
didn't
kind
fit.
of like that? That's what also helps, sound the alarms basically for a lot of players. If they had actually added some stuff in there, do you think something like this may have been like slightly overlooked?
I think that people are going to whine because that's what people on the forums like to do.
But I think when all right.
But I don't
true,
think it
true,
maybe
true.
would have been quite
But a
as much.
And I'll
if
admit, like people
there
like
had
to
been,
whine,
like,
but a 60-page thread, I think is, it has to have a little bit of merit behind it. A 60-page thread of just like countless. I mean, maybe there were a lot more players out there who actually expected this and had seen this, this quote and kind of expect. I mean, we didn't expect this. We talked about this early on, a couple of like before the patch came out. We never expected subscribers to get features like that for free, did we?
Yeah, the thing that I was hoping for that didn't happen is I was hoping that the minor changes, the ones where they are quite literally nickel and diming me by this with the sliders, I was hoping those would be done with not cartel coins, but with in-game credits. And for me, and I don't know if this is exactly how the thread is going, because the thread, you know how those go on the forum. They go all over the place. But for me personally, I think that it feels like there's a devalue. It's devaluing the subscriber, sort of, because they're saying that my 20 cents is worth more to them than the time that I'm spending in game to earn in-game credits instead. They think, if you follow me, instead of, let's say it cost 100,000 in-game credits, that's like 15 minutes on 20 minutes on Ilum. They would rather me spend real money, 20 cents, mind you. They'd rather me spend 20 cents than go spend 15 to 20 minutes on Ilum playing their game. So that just seems like a little bit of devaluing to me of the subscriber, and so I'm kind of with them. I'm kind of with this thread, and so yeah.
I mean, go back to World of Warcraft. I mean, you still have to pay for race changes and name changes in that game, but I guess on the haircut front, it's all in-game money in World of Warcraft. Yeah. So they have a point. But I guess with a quote like Jeff's, I mean, you can't expect all of SWTOR's players to realize how things are going to work across all MMOs, and things do change. I mean, I'm not trying to stick up for Jeff here, but man, he said that a little while ago, and it's just and even Guild Wars 2 kind of ran into this for a while. People dug stuff up on like the wiki and stuff that was so old that they hadn't even realized was out there, and it was like, man, so not. I
also got to look at it this way, because there actually one of the guys that's in the chat room right now was in Dallas when they just had this past Cantina tour that they did, and he talked to Damian Schubert, and Damian basically the designers brought to the higher ups, I think is the word that he used, brought the idea of that if we're going to do this cartel market, we cannot have people gaining power by cartel points. We don't want the best in slot stuff to be on the cartel market, and the designers had to fight for that, and the compromise for not having power or best in slot stuff, not buy to win scenario. Mm-hmm. The compromise for not having the buy to win scenario was that anything that was not buy to win was up for grabs, which includes appearance, which includes dyes, which includes all of these other things that are just for aesthetics. And so, although I still think that we should probably have smaller things like haircuts and cosmetic changes still for in-game credits. I think that I do have to give the designers, and specifically Damian Schubert, credit for fighting for the pay-to-win, or against the pay-to-win scenario.
Well, they're gamers, and they understand the ramifications of it, and they understand why people would be really pissed off about it. So I would imagine so. I mean, we don't know the actual granular conversation of how,
right.
I would hope it's not just this blanket thing of, hey, anything else is up for grabs. Anything not buy to win is up for grabs, and they don't look at everything on an individual basis. I'm going to assume and say that they probably do look at each item at least where there's a conversation about it, and just going like, is it buy to win? No. All right, it goes in that bucket. Done. All right, done.
Yeah, I hope I hope that as well. I'm really hoping that they do examine, and in fact, I kind of believe that they are, because earlier this week they were talking about how, yes, we do realize that that the subscribers are feeling undervalued, and we really want to
which
fix
is really
that.
interesting, right? And they should, because it's really interesting, because we talked about how much it seems like the way their model is set up is that they really want you to be a subscriber. Like, they're doing everything in their power to kind of like push you into that area, but then when they push you in that area, the subscribers are feeling devalued, and they feel like they're not really getting their money's worth. So it's kind of I don't know, it's a little bit of a debacle. Well,
isn't it always a balance there? There's always some fine line that you're trying to balance these things on, and it's not always the easiest thing to do, and unfortunately, things slip one way or the other,
So onto Musco's quote here. Yeah. So first of all, hands down, subscribers will always be getting new content like flashpoints, operations, and events. But says for cartel market items, you have access to purchase all of them, as do free-to-play players. What sets you folks apart is your monthly stipend, which will allow you to purchase those features at no additional cost, should you choose. I realize with your stipend and with all the features we have, you may not be able to get it all at once, but you can get it in time as a subscriber. And with the pricing of the new features, I mean, do you feel like they're attainable with the pricing of the new features with just your subscriber stipend alone, or do you feel like it's outpacing?
I feel like it's outpaced a little bit. I mean, I guess it depends on how much you want to change. If I'm going in there and I'm just changing my eye color, or I'm just changing my Leiku pattern, or I'm changing a hair color, then yeah, I've got plenty of cartel coins a month to do that. But if I decide that I want a race change, I mean, I got 15 characters on the server. No, I can't afford that with my stipend.
But can they take that into account?
Several months.
I mean, when is the point that they can't say like, okay, Laura, you have 15 characters. We can't give you enough cartel coins to kind of like, give you an allowance to, for all of these characters across the board. Like there has to be a point where.
I think there is a point, and unfortunately, I think that they've kind of crossed that point. And the point really is, and this is obviously from my perspective, other people will have far different perspectives of the game, but from my perspective, it really boils down to if I had, like I said earlier, if I had just, instead of spending money on my subscription, if I had just got cartel coins, would I have got more out of the game? And at this point, the answer is yes, I would have got more out of the game. When free-to-play first launched, that wasn't the case. However, since February, we have not gotten an update that didn't cost real money. And so therefore, if I would have, instead of using a subscription, if I would have bought cartel coins, I would have gotten more out of it, because for $15, you can get more cartel coins than 600.
So is that the big thing here? I mean, how do you guys both feel personally as subscribers? I mean, do you guys feel how you're being treated? Do you feel undervalued? Do you feel you're being treated unfairly? And do you think BioWare should be doing more for the people who are on the sub program?
I can say I don't. But then I played City of Heroes for years, where I had to pay $10 every time they launched a new costume pack. So for me, there's little aggravations where I kind of wish that I had the option to be able to pay with in-game credits rather than cartel coins. But again, I've turned around and I've gone and I've bought the maximum amount of cartel coins so that I can get the packs, or that I could race change, or that I could do whatever I want to do. I mean, that's how it is. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll probably continue to do it until I decide that I don't want to play this anymore, and then I'll stop.
How you feeling, Larry?
I'm okay with it. It doesn't upset me to the point that we're BioWare's evil. Grr. I'm not raging by any stretch of the imagination. I just I do see the other side of the coin, and hopefully they fix it. Hopefully BioWare sees it as well. I still love the game. I'm still playing it all the time. And I'm still subscribed. I'm not going to change that as of right now.
All right, Musco finished up with this. He said, with that being said, we have definitely heard your frustrations around game updates and the value you feel as a subscriber. I don't have details today, but we are continuing to look at options moving forward to make sure that you don't feel that way. So at least it's good to hear that that they've got, they're paying attention to it, hopefully, and kind of raising this in meetings and things like that. And they're very conscious. I mean, with a 60-page thread, like I said, it did kind of grew out of control. Hopefully subscribers will get a bit more love in the near future and not feel like second-class citizens, if that's the way some of them are feeling. So I want to talk a little bit more about Ilum. Yes, and Gree. But first, I got to pay the bills, and I think you're going to like this one. You guys heard me talking about them before. It's Audible, audible.com. Go to audible.com/Gamebreaker. Sign up for a free 30-day trial and get a free audiobook. And guess what they have, Larry? Guess what?
Dawn of the Jedi?
They probably do, but this is what I found.
What do they got? Oh, Revan! Yes!
Yes!
That's awesome.
There's a bunch of Star Wars books on here. This is the first one I found. I found Revan. Yep. Yes, you could download this today as your free book. You just go over to use our URL. But how was it? You read this. I don't think you've listened to it. But
You know
read
what?
It.
I didn't read that one.
You didn't?
I did not
remember
read that. No. I have to get it. I know, right?
Shenanigans.
I don't know what it is. It's just that every single time, I think it's a Drew Karpyshyn curse. Anytime that Drew Karpyshyn writes a book, somehow I skip over it. It just happens. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not that I dislike.
Did
Drew
you read
Karpyshyn.
Deceived?
Yes, I read Deceived.
Okay, well they have that as well. They have Deceived as well. There you go. So there it is. There's actually a ton. Those are the two Star Wars. I flipped. Look at this. I typed in Star Wars, and there's a ton of them. Look, Into the Void. I don't know if you guys read that. Into the Void. Look at all these. Look at them all.
Michael Stackpole writes the best ones, and Timothy Zahn. Those two guys. I'm sure there are some in there. Oh, there's the Bane trilogy I just saw. That's another Drew Karpyshyn one.
There you go. Book one. This one's a good one. Do you?
It's Drew Karpyshyn guy wrote a lot of Knights of the Old Republic and some of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Wrote that book right there.
Well, check it out. Larry endorsed it. Go check it out. Go to audible.com/Gamebreaker. Use that URL. Sign up today. Make it free trial. You get a 30-day free trial. You can download one of the Star Wars books today and start listening to it. It's audio books on your smartphone, your iPhone, your any kind of device you have, your Android, whatever you got. You download. You put the app on your phone, and you could be checking out Path of Destruction today. So check it out. Go over to audible.com/Gamebreaker. Sign up for the free 30-day trial. All right, so good news. The Gree are back. The Gree are back for a week. 1 week. Bad news, they're on Ilum again. Wasn't there speculation that the Gree ship would be visiting other planets?
I don't know if wild speculation maybe and hope.
But here's my question. If they're only going to be on Ilum, what's the point of taking it away and bringing it back? Like, why not just have it stay there? Where did it go? What did they do? They had to go run out for do their laundry, pick up the dry cleaning.
Well,
They had to do a Wendy's run.
Yeah,
that's right. They had to go
a long time to get to Earth and then get back.
Right, they had to go get sushi and come back, and
What's changed? All right, so what has anything changed content wise?
No.
As of right now, nothing.
Have BioWare addressed any of the problems with the last event? Namely,
no, it's still waiting in line. And let me tell you, the QQ for ganking is delicious. I spent 3 hours on Ilum listening to people cry, and it was hysterical.
You're kidding, right? You guys are
No, the lines are not longer. The lines are shorter now.
That we were trying to trick them into the war. It could push the Romulans even farther into the enemy camp. They could start to openly help the Dominion. If worse came to worst, they could actually join the war against us. I had the distinct feeling that victory or defeat would be decided in the next few minutes.
It's a fake. It's real. It's a fake. It's real. It's a fake. Don't you understand? It is real. It's a fake. It's real. It's a fake. It's real. It's a fake. It's real. It's a fake.
Hang on, I need a drink before we keep talking about this.
Hopefully you have something strong in there.
All right, waiting in line. Really? Still going on.
Yep. Still waiting in line.
Okay.
What do you say? What do you say to that?
I don't know. I kind of almost say it's almost like a slap in the face to the player base. Like it's almost like it's I don't know. It's still tuned for level 45 plus players, right?
Yep.
Yes.
But is it coming back at level 55 in the future, something like that?
They have said that
correct, yeah.
I think this is like the last time that it's going to be 45 plus, and then after that it's going to go to 55.
So does that mean McCabe, or could they throw level 55
I think they're going to leave it there on Ilum. I think they're going to leave it there on Ilum because the area that the Gree are in, there's nothing there, and it's segregated from the rest of Ilum. So it's easy to just pull everything up, and when they bring it back, plop in level 55 mobs.
Can we? I don't know. Is there any recourse for us when they promise that? Oh, you'll love this. Is there any recourse for us not loving this?
We can write a strongly worded letter.
Strongly worded letter.
Are the reward? Wait, I'm trying to figure this out. So, are the rewards different this time? I mean, do we know anything? Like, is there anything cool, or it's just back?
I think they added. I think they added more of the Helix components to the world boss that's out there.
Oh, right, they did.
So you can get those faster, so that you can get your Gree speeder. If you want to fly around in a blue bubble.
So are the lines back and just people are just hanging and doing it?
The lines are back and people are getting ganked and it's hysterical. There's like 5 instances and they don't transfer. They just stand there and die.
Yeah, my favorite thing is to when people are all standing in lines, because when you die and you have these bubbles that are people standing in line for, you explode, and it knocks everybody else that's around you down to half health. So what the cool thing to do is go up to one of the first people in line and shoot them until they start shooting you, and then when you both die because he's exploded and then you explode, then everybody in line explodes. It's the greatest thing ever. Just try it.
And then you just jump down and kill the rest of the people.
You're dead, so it doesn't really... It's awesome. It's hilarious.
Well, if you're waiting off to the side out of range of the explosion, then you jump down and kill everyone else.
Working as intended. Good job. All right, Laura Williams. Follow her on Twitter at VoidMynx, VoidMynx. And tune into The Republic every single week. Thanks so much for being on the show again, Laura. See you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Larry Everett, follow him on Twitter at Shadow, SHADDOE, and of course go over there to Massively and read the Hyperspace Beacon. Are you still on your free-to-play excursion?
Yeah, I've actually come back. I had a 2-week stint where I wasn't covering that, and now I'm back this coming week and free to play more.
All right, he's back with free to play more, so check that out. Follow me on Twitter at Gary Gannon. Follow Gamebreaker TV at Gamebreaker TV, and don't forget to check out our brand new website, www.freetoplay.tv. And you want to win that GTX 670 video card. I know you do, We do the show live every Monday at 6 PST. We'll be back next Monday for some more Republic action. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Have a great long weekend and holiday, people.